Down goes Goldberg. Down goes Bailey. Down goes Reigns. Down goes Foley. Down goes Rollins. And now goes the Raw After Show.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, God almighty.
Oh, I forgot we were going with that version of it.
Ooh, this one stings the eardrums, doesn't it?
I love me some Sherry.
Oh, a legend, not a legendary singer. Let's just enjoy it for a couple seconds. Wow, Jimmy Hart really...
If you guys missed out on this version of the song when it was in use...
Imagine how much work Jimmy Hart had to do in post for this song.
Boy, oh boy.
Just think about it. Welcome, everybody. This is the Raw After Show right here at AfterBuzz TV. We are on the road to WrestleMania, less than 3 weeks away, 20 days to be exact. Let's get right into it. Jonny Loquasto here at Loquasto, the man to my left. I don't get to sit next to him very often.
Hardly ever.
No, hardly ever. He is the first progenitor of hyper-optimism. You can see him every single week, along with myself, on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, all over the country, on the Fight TV app, and he was the holder of the PP3 Cup, and now holder of the Tag Team Champions of the United Wrestling Network. He's
Two
Ty
belts.
Mathews. Ty Mathews, find him on Twitter at Ty Mathews PMA.
What it do, nephew?
What up, man?
Fantastic being here, as always.
Of course it is.
Of course.
We got one who's never been here, and one that's been a while.
Two special guests.
Two special guests.
There you go.
So that dude right there, very funny comedian and wrestling encyclopedia.
Aww.
He might be on his way to a city near you. Find him on Twitter at Nat Baimel. He is Nat Baimel.
Well, hi. Thanks for having me back. It's been a while.
Noted
long.
Pitch Perfect fan, Nat Baimel.
Yes, indeed. I love the film.
I
It's
should have,
a triumph of modern movie making. My girlfriend will be watching this, and I want you to know, Katie, that I love Pitch Perfect, and I can't wait for them to make all the sequels.
I feel like that's the most political answer you've ever given.
You got it.
It sure is.
And how do you feel about the new Schumer special? Tell us. Kidding. You don't have I saw your Facebook post last night. You don't have to say anything.
I am opinionated.
We're just pulling all of our bits from Nat's Facebook feed tonight,
Anyways,
guys.
next to him, he is the lead commentator, the lead Spanish commentator for the United Wrestling Network and the son of the founder of the United Wrestling Network. He is Noel Marquez. What's up, brother?
How's it going? Thank you guys for having me here.
Dude, I like the pocket square.
I had to do something. I dressed up, but you know, I was sweating. I was sweating worse than Jim Cornette at a PWG show.
Or Lucha Underground, either one.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Lucha Underground, he would spontaneously combust.
He just explode.
He would just explode.
Thank you guys for having me here. Let's start it off.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into it.
Raw.
There's so much. Wow. Tonight was, you know, it's interesting for a good show. Oh, by the way, in the booth, the man on the ones and twos, he's the master of the ceremonies. Find him on Twitter at Mark Donica because he's Mark Donica.
Oh, hi, everybody. That's all I got.
He's the best.
That's all we want.
Thank you.
Perfect. So for Raw was it was a little jumbled, and then at the end they just gave us I don't want to say it, not a nugget of gold, a whole pot of gold, as if they were a bunch of leprechauns.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner.
It is right around the
Keep it
corner.
on brand, Johnny.
Thank you very much. That's
We
what
got
I do.
Calendar right up there.
Detroit Rock City, baby. That's where Monday Night Raw emanated from tonight.
The Joe. Let's go with the Joe.
Wow, is the Joe done?
The Joe Louis Arena. This was the very last WWE event at the Joe Louis Arena.
Is the Joe closing?
It's they're tearing it down, man.
They tear down all the classics. They tear down the Spectrum in Philly.
Right?
It's now a parking lot.
Love the Spectrum.
And the Joe's
in
going,
Philly. Sure.
You don't love the Spectrum. You don't know anything about the Spectrum.
I knew it was a thing. What about the Irvine Spectrum? I like the Irvine
The
Spectrum.
Irvine Spectrum is not going anywhere.
Big old Ferris wheel.
It's huge. So anyways, Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar hit the ring, and like you heard in my intro, down goes Goldberg was basically the premise of that whole spiel that Paul Heyman had to say. I mean, by Paul Heyman standards, it was not in his top 10. I mean, he didn't really have a lot to say. He could say nothing and still make it sound great for 7 minutes.
I was gonna say, yeah, like saying it's not in his top 10 is still like it's probably better than 90% of any other talkers. Existent right now.
Yeah, I could watch Paul Heyman go through the motions every day.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, is there anything that you got out of it that I didn't? I mean, down goes Goldberg. Lesnar's going to win the title.
I will say his shutting down of the Goldberg chants was creative.
Shut the hell up.
I liked it.
He has a way with the people. What really stood out to me was the F5 theory.
Right.
Lesnar up, a Goldberg, a down.
Well, and I love that because it's in one fell swoop they've kind of almost saved Brock from these trouncings that he's been getting, you know? It's the idea that the only reason he didn't murder Goldberg is because he got outsmarted and wasn't able to hit him with an F5. If that was the case, because if you think about it, if you go back to Lesnar and Cena at SummerSlam,
Oh, wow.
the reason Cena couldn't get out of the gates is because he got hit with an F5 right off the bat.
And then about 19 German suplexes.
And, I mean, there's also
maybe 16.
There's also that. I think it was 16, maybe. But so the idea that if Brock could get his hands on him long enough to hit that one F5, if he could catch him slipping like he did last week, that's all he needs.
And that's what's great about it is, spear, jackhammer, no one gets up from. Well, guess what? F5, no one. And the commentators did a really good job of putting this over as well. Nobody gets up from an F5.
It's 100% less moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's just math, guys.
You're pretty good at math.
It's all up here.
It's the F5 theory of relativity.
There you go.
You got it.
Possibly a new shirt coming up also. Just throwing it out there.
That's exactly what WrestleMania's main event needed. Math.
Math. Now with more math.
Or
After a 4-hour show, now do some numbers.
maths for our European listeners.
Scott Steiner's ears are burning. What? Numbers.
What you gotta do is take 66 and 2/3%, and then you add in 141% chance of winning, and then that's what's gonna happen.
Samoa Joe's here.
Smo Joe. We gotta play that promo one of these days.
It's one of my favorite things.
If any of you just go on YouTube and search Scott Steiner math, and you'll be glad you did.
It's a promo he cut probably 8 years ago, maybe.
Something like that.
TNA, something like that. Anyways, so we're going to WrestleMania. Down goes Goldberg. The F5 will kill everybody. That's the promo. And I loved it. It was great. Yeah. Stephanie talking to Mick Foley backstage and says, let's get on the same page. And Mick's like, yeah, let's get on the same page. The Foley-McMahon connection. And she said, great. I want to make sure you know how to be a leader and take charge. So fire someone by the end of the night. I was like, huh?
Sure.
That's a Stephanie move.
Yeah.
I mean, you brought up a point because I said I'm like it makes no sense. It's another example of why Raw makes way less sense than SmackDown. But you brought up the business aspect. He's like, well, companies actually fire people all the time to get people on their toes, and I was like, yeah, you're right.
Because that's exactly what you want also when watching wrestling, which is an escape from reality. Is just to be reminded, oh yeah, life is terrible, and people can fire me on a whim. Great.
Exactly. But it was couched a little bit more maniacally than I think most layoffs are.
I like to imagine that any boss who fires people, because like the way Stephanie presented it, it was as if she didn't realize Mick wouldn't enjoy this. It's like, I am giving you the gift of ruining someone's life.
Right.
You're welcome.
You've been browbeating this poor guy for 6 months. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, you've fired people, sure.
Yeah, Steph's done more damage to that hip than I think his whole career did. Just all the insults,
Man. This whole time I was just wondering if it was going to be Byron Saxton, an announcer, someone there, because she didn't say a wrestler, and a lot of these guys have WrestleMania matches as it is, so why not just go after good old Byron Saxton?
For a brief second, I did think that, like, a little bit. Like, Mick just jumps on the train of hating Byron for no reason.
Well, Corey Graves hinted, like, hopefully this guy...
Right. Of course, Corey was going to do that. I mean, but I do like the fact that, like, Jinder and Titus O'Neil, the two guys who have probably won less than anyone else on the roster, were clearly a little bit concerned.
Don't hinder Jinder.
I'm not trying to hinder Jinder.
I would have been scared if I'm there because, I mean, you're concerned over your job, but if you lose your match... it's one of those things. You just made yourself look bad.
As soon as you lose, it could. It's one of those things where at any moment you hear the music and you're like, well,
that was a good run.
Time to see if KFC's hiring.
Yeah,
right.
I like how that's what popped in your brain.
I was grasping.
Time to see if I can go make some biscuits.
I got Billy Zane popped in my head and the gold kernel and
math and KFC.
Well,
we're off to a good start.
That's what it is, really.
Well, they have those $5 Phillips. Maybe that's the math that you were thinking of.
Oh, that's right. That's like a holdover from the Norm Macdonald kernel days.
I can't.
That was like 5 kernels ago.
I don't know what's going on.
It's a lot happening.
There's too many of them. Anyway, Sasha Banks defeats Dana Brooke in probably 86 seconds. I didn't count, but it was about that fast.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, let's talk about what happened after the match.
Yes,
and then
we will.
I'll get into my thoughts.
Charlotte gets upset as Bayley and Sasha celebrate, and they laugh, and they have good times. Charlotte gets in the ring and calls Dana Brooke a disgrace, and Dana doesn't want to take it no mo. She attacks multiple times, grabs the hair, punches her in the face, punches her in the back of the head, and Charlotte finally escapes. I find this very interesting just 20 days before WrestleMania.
Well, I legitimately can't tell if that's sarcasm, Johnny.
No, I'm serious. Like, why? Okay, you're already going to have a triple threat at WrestleMania. Why are you throwing Dana Brooke in?
Because it's not going to end up being a triple threat. They're going to throw more. They're going to throw the whole division
You
into the
think
match.
so?
Don't
I
you
hope
dare.
not.
They're going to throw the whole
dare.
division into the match just like SmackDown is.
No.
Which, don't get me wrong, I'm glad everyone might, and this is just pure conjecture, I'm glad everyone might possibly get their moment, but I think that's what's happening.
Wait, so the whole division, you mean just two more?
I think, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Nia and Dana. The whole division except for Emma and Alicia Fox. I'll say that.
Aw.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
I think it was just a way to get Dana Brooke out of there, to be honest, because you don't need her in Charlotte's corner. You don't need her another face, another payday that you got to put there. It's just I would get her out of the
And let's
picture.
be honest, Dana tends to screw up more than most.
Just a smidge.
I mean,
Just a
I think
smidge.
here are my thoughts on these whole shenanigans, both good and bad.
Okay.
Because first of all, while there is something to be said for it being, the straw that broke the camel's back or something like that, it just seemed odd to me that this match with zero stakes that lasted about a minute and a half is what finally made Charlotte snap and quote unquote fire Dana.
You do bring up a good point.
Because she's lost her much higher profile matches in the past.
Yeah.
But like I said,
And Charlotte wasn't even in this match.
right.
So-
And there were zero stakes. There was nothing on the line. There was no reason for Bayley or Charlotte to even be at ringside.
This was rather rushed.
But
yeah.
to be fair, it led to Dana, I think, getting very, very over with the crowd, reminiscent of when Alex Riley turned on The Miz. Which was
Not to that level, but yeah.
People forget how white hot that was when it happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't to that level because Alex Riley was, with The Miz, I think, good amount of time.
Sure, but there were some very clear Dana chants going on.
Oh yeah. It
as
was
Charlotte was backing up the ramp.
frankly shocking to me.
I wasn't expecting that either.
This entire time I was assuming that like she's gonna turn on and everyone's gonna be like, okay, that happened. But
Right.
people were super hot for
People were
it.
super into it.
And now Dana's just gonna do nothing for the next 3 weeks.
And I think that's to Charlotte's credit how easily hateable she's been.
Oh, she's so good.
She is. I mean, this is nothing new, but she's very much her father's daughter,
Yep.
and so I think it's a testament to her skills that people were so behind Dana, who they haven't seen do really anything of note in months. Probably.
To be honest, the only thing stopping Charlotte right now from most people, in my opinion, naming her like arguably the greatest female of all time is time.
Yeah,
She hasn't
that's
been around. But if you ask me, I mean, I'm totally okay saying I think she's the most talented we've ever seen.
I don't know.
Close to
I don't
it.
know if it's that
She's
far.
easily in the top 3, I would say, because you had Lita that innovated a lot of moves,
right.
brought
Yeah.
the lucha style in, and
It's all subjective, but yeah.
Sure.
but I mean, easily and performance
But Lita
wise,
was not much of a talker. Let's not forget that.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
They had less time on TV also.
That's also true.
True.
They the segments that they're getting now, which is obviously a great thing, are far outweighing that era in terms of TV time.
Sable sort of revolutionized in terms of women's popularity in wrestling, but her entire shtick was also coming out and will we see her boobs this week?
It's right.
And so, I mean, we've come a long way, so we're lucky in that respect.
Sure.
But it's hard
Plus,
to compare.
no one remembers Sable as a wrestler.
Yeah, and she did wrestle.
She wrecked people with those power
Yeah,
bombs.
I remember the power bomb.
did.
I
Are we
remember
talking
those
about the
power
move or forget it?
Come on.
What? Anyways,
Take this guy anywhere.
so yeah, that happened. We'll see what that means. I don't think we're gonna get 5.
I think
I don't.
after tonight, Dana and Nia Jax definitely getting added to the match.
I think Nia.
That's what I'm saying.
I say Nia, not Dana.
There's more possibility for Nia.
yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah.
She's
Nia
still
definitely.
strong. She keeps dominating all the competition. She's strong. Dana has been, as they used to say, an afterthought.
Right.
So
A super hot crowd-wise afterthought.
Right.
There you go.
tonight, for sure. One person who's certainly not an afterthought is Eric LeGrand, former Rutgers football player who was paralyzed in 2010. He's going to be receiving the Warrior Award this year, and the guy's had an incredible journey, and so congratulations to him, and he's going to give an amazing speech for sure, which is awesome. Moving on, Cruiserweight Division action. Brian Kendrick, Tony Nese taking on TJ Perkins and Akira Tozawa. How about Tony Nese getting the first win and, I don't know, pulling it off with the roll-up?
Well, you said it yourself, and I don't know. It's been so long that it's finally he
Yeah.
got something. It's good to see this guy finally compete and get a win, but I mean, what does it do for him? You have so many guys in the cruiserweight division now. he can't really move up the ranks because you have WrestleMania where, you know, he doesn't really have a match, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and we know on 205 Live tomorrow night there will be that 5-way to determine who faces Neville for the title at WrestleMania.
Yes.
So he's at least in the running for that.
Well, he'll be happy now. He's going in happy with the win. You have a little bit more confidence.
Sure.
So this is interesting to me because the Fatal 5-Way they announced for 205 Live, you know, for a long time I was thinking we'd have like a ladder match or something like that for the Cruiserweight division, but I think after that reaction that Aries got last week, I think they're fully confident with Neville and Aries.
I feel like that's probably been the idea for a while now. Even before that reaction.
I believe so, yeah. But I mean, it's nice to see it hopefully come to fruition.
And I think if nothing else, just safety wise, they might want to maybe give the multi-man ladder match a rest.
Oh yeah.
See, I kind of want to see a ladder match with the SmackDown women.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
First time ever, make history.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of people not getting a win in a while, a fun litmus test to tell how long it's been since someone won is to name a wrestler and then try to name their finishing move. What is Tony Nese's finishing move?
That's a good question.
Man.
What is Jinder Mahal's finishing move?
Oh boy.
Jeez.
Is Tony Nese's a fisherman suplex? Am I way off on that?
I don't think so.
Does he have the 450? I think he used it in the
I
Cruiserweight
think
Classic.
he used the
At
450.
one point he
say.
did, but I don't know if he does because it's very close to the Red Arrow. So.
Did he? I feel like did he use a pump handle something or other at some point?
Am
I making that up?
It's a fun game.
It's been so long, man.
But
It's been so long.
it gets depressing when you name wrestlers you like and it takes you a second.
Oh, sure.
Like, for example, Sami Zayn.
Right.
Okay,
Okay, there it is.
Come on, it ain't that hard
But
to
it
get
sometimes
Sammys.
takes people a while because they just keep
But
making it lose.
it's also, to your point, yeah, even if you could name it, when's the last time he might have won decisively with it?
Well, you bring up a point there.
Yeah, fun game for parties.
It's more of a frustrating game for me.
His Jinder's fit. Was it just a camel clutch?
It should be.
That
Was it
was
that?
Rusev's
I feel
thing,
like
no?
it's racist for us to say it is, but it's also that means it's probably correct.
I know it definitely was when he was like going for the NXT title when he was in the NXT title tournament when it first came around.
And when Vince was probably calling him Daivari still.
It's just like you use the camel clutch, right? Yeah.
The clutch. Just the
clutch.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Amazing. So, yes, Tony Nese in the Fatal 5-Way tomorrow for 205 Live. Very excited to see how that plays out. And then the next 2.5 weeks leading up to Mania. So Gallows and Anderson backstage, they say they're tired of people talking about the other tag teams. The spotlight should be on them. And I think they might do something about it later on.
If there was any more spotlight on Anderson, or Gallows, I should say, he would just be a glistening inferno. That dude was oily.
Blinding
And
everyone.
his head is shiny.
Everything is shiny with all that oil.
Yeah. I don't know who has the shinier head, him or Christopher Daniels. It's a tough call.
Oh, boy.
Tough call. He was on Compadres last week, and he told us he harries razors. I forget what razor he said. Every single day.
Every day?
Single
That's
day.
dedication.
day.
That's
That's
dedication of the
commitment.
character
That's
there.
He
committing.
refuses to let anything be there.
Wow.
Yep.
You know what?
Pretty
I respect
impressive.
that.
Go back and listen to it. So yes, Kevin Owens in the ring by himself. He says, 1 month ago, I took the spotlight and I put it back where it should be, on me. It gets dark, the spotlight. And long story short, he says he's going to take Chris Jericho's U.S. title at WrestleMania. Suck it in, man. I forget what he said.
I don't know if he said that.
He said something.
He said the only thing left will be the tears of Jericho.
There you go.
Cry it out,
Right
man.
out, man. That's what it was.
You got it.
Suck it in, man. I didn't know
I've
Billy and
always thought
Chuck were
12
on this
hours in the past
episode.
3 days.
It's
I'm a
gonna
little
be
bit
on a
excited.
shirt. Speaking of shirts,
Oh, yes.
Kevin Owens' new shirt, pretty incredible.
Oh, KO Mania 2.
KO Mania 2,
Yeah.
in the style of WrestleMania 2.
That's going to sell.
I'm on board.
Nice.
I'm on board for sure. It might be slightly better than the WM32 hoodie last year that spelled out sex to Fury and Maria.
Yes.
That was not great.
KO
Not great.
Mania 2 is a pretty sweet.
But this is good. This is very good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that he's coming out and saying, "Look, Chris Jericho was never my best friend either." Because in the kind of inklings of this friendship, it was very clear that Chris Jericho was not genuine at all.
That's what I thought too.
It really only got sort of sincere near the very end.
True.
So I think there's a bit of slime on both their parts.
Slime.
It's they're a couple slimy boys.
It's just a slimy
They're
friendship
just
to
a
start
they're
off
just a
with.
couple slimy boys. It's fine. It's no big deal.
There's no reason to even follow that up.
No big deal.
Slimy boys are, yeah.
Full of slimy boys.
That's the thing.
You know.
Tag team match coming up next. As actually, I need to say, it's going to be Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho taking on Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens. And we're going to have
You guys.
a tag team match.
You know it's the Mac Militant.
Oh. I wasn't expecting the music here.
Nobody expects the Teddy Long dance.
Nobody sees it coming either.
It's a beautiful thing when it happens.
Thank you, Mark. You're a scholar and a gentleman.
Brought a smile to my face.
I almost didn't have it. Johnny, take your damn time.
But he's on point. He's on
We
point.
could have brought it back when we found out Roman was going up against The Undertaker.
Don't worry. This ain't over yet.
The night
It
is
was a
young.
long Raw. We
The
got some
night
time.
is young now.
Plenty of time. Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho, Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens. Well, guess what? Shocker, this match doesn't end ever, really. It ends.
It does. It's not still going, but
No, but it ended in a DQ. Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens just got tired of being in a regular match. They said, let's just beat everybody up.
let's just keep beating him up.
And that's what they
Can't-
did.
What
they can't
if
have their last match in the Joe Louis Arena if the match is still happening?
you got a point there, Mike? Yep. They were just like, hey, what if the referee counts to 5 and we don't stop punching him?
Guess what?
Then what?
DQ.
I mean,
Let's beat 'em
they
up.
lose the match, but what? Do they get fined? Do they get their pay docked?
I don't
Do
think
they
so.
get
A loss is a loss, either way you see it.
sure?
Yeah.
In the words of Eli Drake, dummy.
Dummy.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Eli Drake.
Oh, I love you, that Jake. Yeah.
So that was it.
That was a
That's
thing.
all.
Yeah,
Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens.
it's cool.
They decided to take matters into their own hands
Case of
and beat up Sami Zayn and Chris Jericho.
out of nowhere.
I told you I'd surprise you with it.
I like surprise Casey.
Oh my god, I would love to hear Casey Kasem as the lead into Kevin Owens' music. And here it is. He's
Johnny.
very insecure, and he beats up all of his friends.
This one goes out to Chris Jericho.
Right.
Johnny, do you have any tweets tonight? Want to take a look at some?
From a certain someone.
Yeah.
I will do that throughout the show, and we will definitely bring it up. But we did not see on Raw.
The
Was
sad
it-
news: he's out of action for a few months.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
he's going to be missing Mania.
What
So we
happened?
definitely have to live up to him on the show.
Yeah. The word is he's getting shoulder surgery. That is why the big show demolished him at Fastlane.
I still don't. It still doesn't make sense to me. Why did Big Show? What are they saying? Big Show injured his shoulder?
Well, I mean that was just to take him off the show.
That still makes no sense whatsoever.
I mean,
It's better than him just being there one night and not being there the next.
Or they could just say, all right, he hurt himself, instead of letting Big Show completely destroy him with a WMD and 9 choke slams.
A weirdly positioned WMD.
I don't know, but I feel like historically, guys in Rusev's position, where you're a heel that sort of ran out of steam as a heel, and people are
become
starting to like you
more
and love
comedic,
you.
yeah.
You go away for a while, and people start realizing, where's Rusev? Where
That's
is
true.
he? And then
That's
you
very
come back
true.
as a white hot baby face, aka what should have happened with Seth Rollins.
What should
But-
exactly?
Yeah, yeah.
That's exactly right.
So I feel like a few months from now, it might be the best thing that ever happened to him, where he goes away for a while, he comes back, people love him. Lana, I mean, she's
That'd be cool.
attractive. People like to see her.
Sure.
Handsome Rusev.
Handsome. People are super on board with Handsome Rusev.
Yeah, he'll be fine, I think.
Yeah.
I wish Ginger would have kept Hard Body Mahal. I really dug that.
Every time I see him, I forget that that's what become of him.
Oh my god, he's so vascular now.
It's crazy. I don't know how.
When I see how dehydrated he is, I'm like, and I thought Tom Phillips was thirsty.
Oh, come on.
Not gonna go any further.
Yeah,
Would you look inside of this baseball, everybody?
yeah, it's one of the. I was looking forward to another tank for Rusev.
Oh man, right?
Oh, yeah.
Easily one of the best entrances in
What a
WrestleMania
dope
history.
Mania
And
that
obviously
was.
he's gonna miss out on that. We don't get another tank.
It's not many manias that we get an entrance that's even cooler than a Terminator themed entrance filled with what T1000s
Well,
or T800s maybe.
The most recent Fast and the Furious trailers, like, I finally did a tank. I'm like, Rusev did it first.
Yeah.
Rusev did it. Can we get that hashtag going? Rusev did it.
There we go.
Just anything that happened in history, Rusev did it first.
Speaking of Rusev, we have a couple of Rusev tweets.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Why is everybody making a big deal of a simple haircut? It's hair, people. Calm down. Opposite Samson.
Opposite Samson.
It might have been that. I mean, he cuts
Wait,
his
scroll
hair,
down
he
a
gets
little.
a shoulder injury. It might have been one of those things where he just lost the hair, he lost the
that's
power.
cool.
You know?
Yeah.
That's just a cool one.
And then there was a quote from Big E that just says, "One time" in all capitals, and Rusev quotes that and says, "One time, now two."
What?
In Bulgaria, one time, now two.
I don't know.
Are they doing the Cupid shuffle?
I don't know. But then finally, Zack Ryder tweets at Rusev with a picture of ice all over his shoulder, and he says, "Remember when you did this to me?" And Rusev quotes the tweet and says, "Get over it. It's been a while."
At first, when you pulled this up when I was reading it, I really thought it said, "Get over it. It's been a while." Which might also
Which would also be kind of true.
Oh.
Oh, man. Fantastic. Nia Jax wants to be in the main event, y'all. She tells Stephanie and Mick Foley, and Stephanie says, "You know what? I will make a match tonight. It's you versus Bailey. Go out and prove how dominant you really are."
I dig it. I like their stuff together. Their one run in NXT was impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It's good stuff. I feel like when Bailey wrestles Nia Jax, it's a little bit like Shadow of the Colossus. Did any of you guys play that?
There we go.
Where it's like
I haven't, but I get the reference.
exactly.
I got the reference, I just never
Talking about
played
video
it.
games?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
then I definitely have not played
Fun
it.
Dad will excuse himself from this conversation.
Can I earmuff this?
But Shadow of the Colossus, long story short, you're a little guy climbing all over big people trying to find their weak points. I feel like that's kind of like what's happening when either Bailey or Sasha wrestle Nia Jax. It's like, oh, this guillotine isn't working. Let me shuffle around into a sleeper.
It's basically Bailey climbing all over her, looking for like the blinking red spot on her to attack.
Exactly.
Sure.
You got it. There you go.
I
Nailed
totally
it.
get that. Good job.
Johnny nails it. He likes video games.
I got it. Anyways, yeah, so she's going to have a match with Bailey. New Day Talks. It's a brand new segment, I guess.
Yep.
Their guest is the Big Show. He's got a movie coming out with the Jetsons, and then Titus Brand comes in and ruins everything. But
Love me some Titus.
Right? Tight Trunks Titus. That was hard to say, but I got it out.
You
there.
got it. You
Tight
got
Trunks
it.
Titus. It bothers me that this guy, every time I see him on screen, he never wears wristbands. I just worry for his personal health
So
that he doesn't have
Oh, like
tape.
tape?
I have
Yeah,
a friend
he never does have
who will go at length talking about how he just can't handle people with what he calls naked arms.
naked arms.
Because it reminds him starkly that, oh yeah, I'm watching guys in their underwear like rubbing
That's
up on each
probably
other
what it
now.
is.
And
That's
it's so weird
probably-
that just wristbands, all of a sudden you're like, oh no, this is an athletic competition.
It eliminates any pretense of like.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we went so long with Big Show not wearing these wristbands, this tape, you know, athletic tape, and then to see Titus come in, he remembers to put
Yeah.
on those little rubber bands.
Rubber one. That's what makes it in even starker contrast. Is
Yeah.
that there are things on his wrist, they just aren't offering any support.
My same friend, he loves the fact that Cesaro now has athletic tape on his shoulder. He's like, no, it's just, he's an
It's
athlete.
just this thing now, right?
Yeah,
Every single
exactly.
show he's injured, he needs it, it's out there.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a lifeguard anymore. It's fine.
That is true.
I mean, kinesio tape has become trendy for a lot of people.
Sure.
Obviously, some people do need it, but it has become the trendy thing to do. Now, for someone like Cesaro, who's so powerful, it's probably a smart thing for him to always have kinesio tape because you never know he's going to lift up a tree or something.
Speaking.
Sometimes you got to lift a tree.
You just never know.
Speaking of Cesaro, I'm gonna blatantly steal one of my favorite jokes. Have I told you guys what the best thing about being Swiss is?
Oh no.
Well, the flag's a plus.
So, we got nothing out of that segment with the New Day.
And you're someone who gets pissed
The
off.
flag.
And you're someone who gets really mad
The flag's a
at
plus.
wordplay.
The flag's a plus.
And you just did that joke, right?
guys, it's all right. It's all
You
right.
told that joke right next to my face.
I know.
Right next to my face.
Well, that's where it needed to be told. I wasn't sure if you were getting it.
You're so creepy sometimes, man.
Like the Japanese flag, that
you
joke
wanna
was
start a
on
feud
point.
going into
I
WrestleMania?
tried.
You got it.
Do you want to start a feud going into WrestleMania?
Well, that's what I'm angling for.
Okay, good.
Oh, he went into business for himself. Here we go.
Let me get my shine, brother.
Oh man. So New Day talks, guys. You know, it was mainly, I guess they had to come up with something for the Jetsons. Is what I got out of it.
Oh yeah.
Maria Knight has a really good point. Sorry to go back to the naked arms. Maria Knight has a really good point about Cody Rhodes not wearing knee pads. Pretty Peter Avalon hated that for the longest time. Naked legs are the exact same thing. I'm sorry. Please
You
continue.
gotta wear knee pads. It's safer, and it just looks like you're more ready for battle.
Protect yourself.
So yeah,
Yeah.
New Day talks. Anything, anyone.
I mean, I don't want to. I mean, I was more interested in watching the Jetsons movie before they tried describing it.
To be fair, that might be good. The Scooby-Doo movies have not been bad. I will say that.
I haven't seen any of them.
The
What I
WWE
got out of it,
Scooby-Doo
I'm waiting for this ice cream. They keep playing it up. The New Day ice cream, New Day ice cream. They got their little
Yeah.
shopping cart thing going on.
Sure.
But I mean, are they bringing out official ice cream for Mania or
Who
something?
knows?
No.
Man, I really don't know. Like, I feel like it's a creative ploy to sell these new T-shirts, if nothing else. Which those shirts are very cool.
Look, all
I
the New
enjoy
Day
those.
shirts are phenomenal.
They're
I mean,
so
Yeah,
colorful.
So colorful.
They're very, very colorful. But I don't know. I don't know if it's anything past that. Or it's an opportunity to sell shirts, and it's an opportunity for Big E to hump this refrigerator full of ice cream for whatever reason.
And look, Bootios were not a thing, even though you were
No,
selling
they
T-shirts in a
were
cereal
a
box.
thing.
One
Not
of
at
the
first.
first
little box.
Yeah.
Eventually, they became.
It started as a shirt, then it became a cereal.
Yeah, it wasn't always a $13 cereal.
Then I was gonna say then it became a very expensive cereal.
13. Wow.
gotta
Only
get- yeah.
only available at FYE.
But how could they sell these? Let's say they make these ice creams. I mean, if you order them, there's 7-8 days of shipping there. There's just
I
going to be
guess-
melted sticks.
The WWE ice cream bars. I mean, I remember I used to get them as a kid.
Yeah, they're always at 7-Eleven.
Now I'm legitimately
Yeah.
I'm legitimately curious about the logistics of like if I were to order ice cream online, like does it come just on a refrigerated train like the
No,
old
actually,
West?
I know
Old
there's some
West.
places you could order ice cream online and it comes dry iced and like. ready.
Yeah, like
okay.
Blue Apron.
Yep.
Oh.
New Apron. Nude Apron.
God damn it now.
Shut up, Big Plus.
Well, the flag's a plus.
Hey, that's a good one.
So
I really enjoy new
So I got a joke for you. What's the best part about being Swiss?
you got it, Casey.
Well, the flag's a plus.
That enhances it. That enhances the joke. I'm sorry.
I was just creeped out how much that sounded like my dad, David Marquez. I was waiting for the Marquez eyebrow. Well,
That's-
we have.
I do. No, that's not quite my David Marquez impression, but it's somewhat close. I guess.
He has the eyebrow and the finger wave. That's his. Well,
That's right.
What are you and your brother writing this week? Nothing.
Inside baseball.
Inside enough.
I hope he's watching. Put me back on
Enzo
TV,
and
Dad.
Cass take it off.
That's the most Hollywood thing I may have ever heard in my life. Put me back on
t-
TV,
I hope
Dad.
he's watching.
My
Put me
brother
back
got
on
all the
TV.
spotlight. I mean, it's.
I can't stand your brother. All right,
Oh.
Enzo and Cass taking on Cesaro
Sorry,
and
Nico.
Sheamus. But Gallows and Anderson, another DQ match. Gallows and Anderson decide, just like Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe, they were just like, yeah, we've seen enough. They go down, they beat everybody up. Magic Killer to Cesaro, and just like I predicted last week, we're gonna have a triple threat. I think at WrestleMania.
You're very right. I think yeah, you're very right.
Because
And
it
it's
should
because
be. I think.
you're right that it should. I just the issue that I had was that Gallows and Anderson timed their kicks such that they hit both. Who was it? Sheamus and Cass at the exact same
time.
moment, preventing the DQ from going one way or the other. Well, like if you think about it, why wouldn't they just hit one of them and make it just a one team on one team?
It's one of those things where you're a tag team and you're on the same page at the same time.
Yeah.
He just looks up. He's like, "Brother, let's do this big boot to the face.
They
Let's
did the
get it
Thelma
done."
and Louise held each other's hand.
We're going together.
They just hold hands and just do a double bicycle
Just
kick.
double bicycle
I
kick.
love you, Luke. I love you, Carl.
They've got exhaust going by.
And there's some bad harmonica music playing.
And then you just see that clip of the car going off the cliff like Toonses.
Yeah, like Dukes of Hazzard.
As the big boss man is chasing them. With
no.
Big Show's father.
Oh, no.
The old casket.
My daddy dad.
See, now we're comparing. Now we're adding brilliant movie to brilliant movie, and that's
Yes.
pretty much how it goes.
Instead of the dramatic music, could you imagine something like this playing?
Awful.
It's Ty Mathews' favorite song.
Jalen texted me the other day that song was on his workout playlist,
Yeah.
and I got so mad.
I was like, how can I get under the skin of Ty today? I'm gonna text him and tell him the butt rock song is on my workout playlist.
So much
Which
butt.
it is now on my workout playlist. I actually don't dislike the song.
Best workout song of all time, Evolution theme. You can't go
Oh, I
wrong
can
with
see
the
that.
Evolution theme.
It's decent.
I could see that.
When you get to that second, third set, you're just like Triple H. That my sacrifice type.
decent.
that's
Okay,
that's
wow.
Beautiful Day by U2.
Oh god. I mean, there's a lot of great WWE songs over the years that are really good for workout music.
They have their own mix on Pandora, I think.
Oh, yeah,
That makes
their own
sense.
workout mix.
That makes
Many of
sense.
them. Many of them. Roman Reigns calls out.
The Undertaker.
I was waiting for
Stay
the
on
music
your
cue.
toes. All right. So
Wait, hang on. Start over.
So Roman Reigns is in the ring after commercial break, and he calls out. So Roman Reigns is in the ring following the commercial break, and he calls out.
The Undertaker.
But
Wasn't expecting that either.
Whoa. But Shawn Michaels
Got very cold.
hits the ring instead.
I also love, I think we're missing the fact that he beat Jinder Mahal first, didn't he?
You know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jinder.
Did he beat up Jinder?
He sure did.
Oh, I
Jinder.
didn't see that
He
part.
beat
sure
Jinder
did.
in an actual match.
What did he?
He sure did.
It took me like 9. I was driving and trying to watch the same time, so I guess I missed that.
All right, so
He didn't say that. Don't do that.
Poor Jinder, no matter how big and how ripped you get, Vince will never love you.
Was this the Jinder music? Hell yeah.
Jinder has music.
It's
Right?
dope.
First time I seen him.
It's so good.
It's really good.
I like it. But yes.
All right, so
Roman
what
Reigns-
They had a match.
Yeah, so what you missed out from
Full-on
this.
match.
it was much longer than you would have thought, too.
Okay.
Only because, Roman was doing what Roman does, and then the Undertaker's gong went off, and he got so distracted that Jinder actually hit offense until Roman punched him twice and beat him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then he called out,
The Undertaker.
and Shawn Michaels hits the ring and says, "Look, if you stay distracted like you were when that music hit, Undertaker's gonna eat you alive." And Roman says, "Well, with all due respect, Undertaker retired you."
It was a pretty good Roman Reigns impersonation there.
It's the second week in a row that he starts something off with all due respect.
Yeah.
Roman, you know if you say that, whatever you say is going to be disrespectful.
Did you learn nothing from Talladega Nights?
Come on.
With all due respect.
That means I can say whatever I want.
Yeah. It's like when you say, "bless his heart," that means you think the person's sad and pathetic.
Yeah.
So, same thing as
You
saying
know.
with all due respect. But yeah, Undertaker retired you, Shawn Michaels. So, boom. He leaves, walks up the ramp, and then out of nowhere, the largest shoulder block in the history of shoulder blocks, sending Roman Reigns down the ramp, off the ramp in that little crevice that no one wants to go.
That part
Yes.
is what scared me.
That was intense.
That looked very uncomfortable.
Very intense.
Like the back of a Volkswagen.
Yeah. So next week on Raw,
What?
we're going to have Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns.
All right.
Which, yeah.
I want to say this because it's been a while since I've been on. I hope it won't be as long since I come back, but I do want to say this. Just, I like Roman now. I really do. I think the last time I was here, I was very much like, "Oh, Roman Reigns, they're shoving him down our throats." Like everyone was.
Sure.
Is. But I'm just now seeing him as a heel. I don't care what they tell me. I just see him as a heel, and he's so good as a heel.
Right.
But he could be even like,
If he was like officially a capital H. You know?
But he's doing such a good job of. I mean, like the fact that he demands the announcers only refer to him as the big dog. Because I grew up in Florida, and he's from Pensacola, Florida.
Oh, right,
and
right.
I knew those people growing up. Those people who were like, "I'm the big dog, and they just like refer themselves in the third person. Like, this is my. Also, I love that the entire feud is based off of lawn maintenance. I'm like, no, this is my yard.
yard. No, this is my yard.
is my yard. Like
that is a Florida thing to do.
Oh no! Like I literally had a neighbor build a fence and steal our orange tree by doing so. So I really relate to this feud.
Oh boy.
It's a Florida. This is my yard. Well, this is my tooth.
Springfield
Yeah.
Shelbyville type thing with the
Yes.
lemon tree.
Exactly. And I mean, like there was someone holding up a sign in the crowd that said Roman likes Nickelback, and he probably saw that and was like, accurate.
Yeah. Silver Side Up was
Look, I will
all
say
right.
this: Nickelback getting criticized as the worst band of all time is just one of those things that people just jumped on. They're not even close to being the worst band of all
It's
time.
become,
no.
it's become kind of hack. It's become
Yes,
kind of
it's
hack.
become
Sure.
very hack.
It's
Sure.
also shifted to Smash Mouth again, which is weird because they were around
Part
before
of that is the lead
Nickelback.
singer's fault for going nuts on Twitter half the time and flipping out at people.
Well, that is true.
Yeah. It was Nickelback and Creed for a while.
Oh,
then
Creed.
it was Limp Bizkit. Now it's Smash Mouth.
You can't have Guy Fieri here and be angry on Twitter at the same time. People are going to hate on you.
Yeah, no, I mean Guy Fieri is the Super Saiyan Smash Mouth guy.
Exactly. He's the mayor of Flavortown. That's his official title. I didn't make it up.
Who, Fieri?
Yeah.
Well, I know.
I may have
Anyways.
made it up.
You may have made it up. So yeah, next we have Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman, which I guess can only mean that Braun's going to lose again, which really bothers me. But
I don't know.
what are you going to get, a triple threat?
Not
Taker?
a triple threat. Well, it's not a match to determine who faces Taker.
I know.
It's just a random ass one-on-one.
Yeah, but
There's
Roman's not going to lose to Braun
Johnny?
Strowman before.
You don't know that?
What's Braun Strowman's finisher?
Oh,
the front face chokeslam.
He's
no,
fine.
you are
He's
wrong.
fine.
You're wrong.
fine.
Oh, he's wrong?
He's wrong.
I'm not wrong.
What is it?
He used that for his first like 5 jobber matches.
the main-
He's been using the running power slam
the
for a
running
very
power
long
slam, fair
time.
enough.
So Braun's in trouble is what we just
That point
established.
is proven.
Hey, that theory's correct. You got it. If he hit it on the Big Show, he could hit it on Roman Reigns.
Sure. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm not saying it won't be without shenanigans. I think there will be shenanigans.
Look, I'm all
aplenty.
aboard the Braun bandwagon.
The Braun wagon.
The guy's been fantastic, and I just I don't know what he's gonna do at Mania.
I mean, Battle Royal.
He's got to be taking the Battle Royal.
I mean, probably.
He's got to be winning it for sure.
All by himself. He eliminates everybody.
That would be the guy to push.
Could be.
You have him win it now, and you give him a whole year to just solidify what he's done, his athleticism, because he's a big guy that, I don't know if you remember, he was throwing like missile drop kicks
those
and
drop
stuff at the
kicks.
beginning.
yeah.
Like,
Well, the splash that he came off the top with at Fastlane.
wait till he does the 450. You'll
Oh.
be impressed.
Here's how you do.
Braun Strowman 450. Get that
Wait till you
hashtag
see
going.
Braun Swanton. It's amazing.
It's a must.
It's like the horse flipping through the air in the ring.
His 450 is actually just a normal splash. It's just named after his weight.
Oh, why hasn't that been a thing?
I'm
That
just excited to see the Swan Braun bomb.
It's the 385. I think that's what he weighs.
Or the Stro down.
oh,
That's awesome.
you're looking at the real dude now.
So, moving on to the final hour. Why do we know it's the final hour? Because Stephanie says, Mick, you got 1 hour to fire someone.
We should have just had a clock, just a countdown clock in the corner.
That would have been really cool. 205 Live, once again, Austin Aries taking on Daivari. Combo move, suicide dive, discus forearm for the W. Austin Aries going in strong to the Fatal 5-Way we already spoke about earlier. Him and Neville can do some magic.
Oh, they're gonna tear it up.
They have the potential to just steal the show. Them and the women's match, it's going to be one of those things that if they go at
Which
it at
women's
WrestleMania,
match?
the Raw women's match.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that really impressed me was the vignette they showed beforehand, where they really showed you what's going on with Aries and who he is, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It might have helped them a little bit more than the actual match itself.
Right. Yeah, I don't think this for this being Aries' Raw debut. I think I was expecting more, but
I mean, the video was great.
As far as more like a longer match, or what do you mean?
just more of a. I don't know. It didn't seem
of a
very
debut feel to it, right?
Exactly, yeah. It didn't really seem like a debut. It just felt like, oh, here's Austin Aries facing a guy that you may or may not remember. Mm-hmm. And that's no offense to Daivari. I think that's...
Well, Aries is the kind of person, though, his theory is, it's the whole dangling the carrot theory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to, like, constantly do crazy stuff over and over, because then at a big event, people are like, oh, I've already seen that.
No, I get that, and I'm not saying he should have gone out there and gone 200 miles an hour for 15 straight minutes.
Yeah.
But like something more than this, I feel like would have been a solid Raw debut.
All right. I mean, I thought it was fine. I thought, I did a couple cool moves, and that's all I had to do to defeat Daivari, so.
Well, yeah.
Plus, don't forget, he's wrestling tomorrow night.
What's Daivari's finish?
Fatal 5-Way tomorrow. I don't know. But there's a fatal 5-Way tomorrow night. That's the biggie.
That's a big.
That's a big one.
That's a big one.
So there you go. Emma is coming soon.
Just shrug emoji.
Yeah.
I do miss. Let it not be said that we are not Emma fans here. Like, we're huge Emma fans.
Oh, yeah. Before she got injured, she was fantastic. It's just, I don't know.
I just don't want to see 17 more weeks.
Look, none of us work there. We don't know what happened with Emelina per se, but obviously it was this decision made to not do Emelina.
Which is, I think, is for the best. I've said it obviously many times before, but the aviators, shoulder pads, half gloves, that's the Emma that works.
The OJ gloves.
They are.
They don't fit.
You must have quit. Oh my God! Now you're a genius.
Yep.
They are the OJ.
Oh my God,
gloves.
she should do the Bronco Buster.
Wow.
It took me a while, but I got it.
That was a joke grenade right there. It took a second. Guys. It was good.
Fantastic.
Boy,
Well, it's
Well, the big show.
taking on Titus Brand. And
It might have been Titus.
and
Edge.
and
The big. No, not the big show.
And?
The Undertaker.
that's right.
Randy Orton.
Ready?
Oh, that's a good one.
Batista.
And
And Rey Mysterio.
and
It's like.
Edge.
I'm gonna run out of Smack. I'm gonna run out of like 2009 era SmackDown talent.
no, that's fine. Yeah, Big Show. 3 choke slams to Titus Brand for the win, baby. And
We got the big wedgie out of it.
We sure did.
That was a big wedgie.
And Titus with his no wristbands. which
Come on, Titus.
bothers me so much.
Didn't you see Eddie Guerrero do that frog splash and break his forearm?
No.
You guys remember that?
Don't remember. I remember Randy Orton dislocating his shoulder, and it might have been a wristband thing.
Well, that was the when the Radicals debuted, Eddie Guerrero went for that.
That was his
frog
actual
splash.
debut.
Forearm snapped.
Done.
No.
Snapped in
Stansky.
half. You don't remember
Well,
that?
I was a kid when it happened, so I wasn't like really on the savvy.
Oh,
But I
I
guess
see,
that's
I
why
see,
he
I see.
didn't wrestle. He was just sort of hanging out with him for that.
Exactly. Oh, it was gross. It was nasty. It wasn't quite Sid status, but it was pretty brutal. It was no sin.
When I was young and innocent, they would cut away, and I didn't realize, oh, why is Eddie Guerrero suddenly not on camera?
That's an odd decision. Yep.
Boy, Kevin Nash fell down, and they're not showing him. I wonder what that was all about.
Who put that banana peel there?
Sasha Banks in the locker room with Bailey, and Sasha, I don't know, starting to see maybe the inkling of a turn
Oh, weird.
for the boss, saying, don't listen to the haters. And Bailey's like, what are haters? She's like, the people who say that you're not good enough to beat Nia Jax or Charlotte or anyone else for that matter. Don't worry about it.
I feel like last week when we saw Sasha come out and just throw her own name out there apropos of nothing, that should have been the most damning indictment. That should have been when Bailey was like, maybe she's got ulterior motives.
Yeah. Yep.
I feel like after that, Bailey coming out with her this week is like, all right, come on.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this is going to... Because obviously, if we do have a Fatal 4-Way or you say Fatal 5-Way, I don't know what Sasha turning before WrestleMania does.
May I prognosticate a little bit, Johnny?
Please prognosticate, Mark.
Whatever that word means, yes.
I'm going to predict some things.
Okay,
The
got it.
future.
Is that easy? It's the future.
You're going to soothsayer things.
I'm going to soothsay.
Thank you.
I'm going to say some sooth. Enough of this bit. So with Sasha, I think that you can hear more about her WrestleMania strategy on this week's episode of Making Their Way to the Ring with Lillian Garcia. It's an amazing interview. Thank you. Back to the show.
God damn it, Mark.
You want to tell us this joke about being Swiss too? Or?
No, that was a genius shill.
That was actually really was.
I was gonna. No, never mind. I'm scratching.
No, that was fantastic. That was a really
Thank
good
you.
plug.
Thanks, John.
Really good plug. Chris Jericho is backstage talking to Mike Rome, I think, and he's saying, I'm going to get the revenge of Jericho. I'm going to pay him back, man. I love those two back to back. I'm going to expose Kevin Owens, so next week on the highlight reel, it's going to be the real Kevin Owens. I'm kind of excited to see what that's going to be. And he says, everyone is going to watch.
What if we just ended here and came back next week and started with?
Or what if we ended in 15 minutes from here and then came back?
There you go.
Everyone.
Buzz.
Don't turn this off. This is a bit. Guys, this is a bit.
And the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for
Views expressed herein are those of the host only, and not necessarily reflected.
It.
Oh my god.
All-time great bit right there.
Jesus.
That was one of the greatest things we've ever done.
Mark, you're my favorite.
Without a doubt, one of the greatest things we've ever done.
Oh my god.
So yes, and then he does a little thing where he keeps calling him Tom Phillips, and he's like, "No, I'm Mike Rome, and I'm cool on Instagram." And
not to be confused with Jim Rome.
That's right.
Now I'm done.
Yeah, oh God, Jim Rome, I can't stand him. And yeah, so he keeps calling him Tom Phillips, and he said, "Don't insult my intelligence. When you do that, you just made the list."
Getting in all the hits.
Getting in all the hits.
all the best of.
Yeah.
And I
Now-
love that he wrote Tom Phillips on the list.
Of course.
Specifically.
Of course. The one time he gets Tom Phillips' name right is when he puts him on the list. Now, do we think the quote-unquote real Kevin Owens will be anything but some schlub dressed up as Kevin Owens?
I wonder if the real Kevin Owens. It makes. I mean, that's an obvious choice, but
I feel like
to think-
the quotation marks around real is hitting the bit a little bit on the nose.
I would like to think it's going to be something other than just a Gilbert dressed up as Kevin Owens or something.
Right. Oh, what if it is Gilbert?
I'm all for a Gilbert return.
I think you're a
You
genius.
can never go
I
wrong.
think that's exactly what's going to happen. Gilbert in a Kevin Owens shirt and shorts.
That probably would make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, sorry, I gave it away.
Let's do it.
I have no idea.
Spurlers.
So Nia Jax just destroys Bailey and just leaves her hanging in the tree of woe. That's a baller move. You leave someone hanging in a tree of woe and you bounce. That's dope.
Just all that blood rushing to the head.
Right. Anyone else?
I think it's going to be the year of Nia Jax next year. Because she's done so much in the women's division. With NXT, she dominated. And then we bring her here. She's on Raw. She's someone that always gets the shot but doesn't have the spotlight on her yet.
Right.
There's going to be that time when you just get used to seeing her with that women's title around her waist, shoulder, or whatever she chooses to do. Or the Roman Reigns behind the back.
Oh, there you go. I forgot I did that, yeah. I'm thinking it might be around SummerSlam time, maybe.
It's something that's just, it's bound to happen. I mean, she has it. If you see those moves, the way she moves in there.
Wait, she has what?
It.
Okay.
We did the whole bit all over again.
I couldn't hold it as long as he did.
Not necessarily reflecting.
So around SummerSlam is what you're saying that she'll be
that's what I think. So I don't think we'll have to wait too long. But I think in between Mania and SummerSlam, we'll see her really gain a lot of momentum. Maybe Survivor Series.
The Raw division for women still has to get bigger. There's got to be more people in it.
I agree.
I mean, who are you going to bring up, though, from NXT? Like, if you do, you're going to cripple their division because their division's just already been spread so thin.
I'm not necessarily saying you bring someone up from NXT. I'm saying maybe you bring in some outside talent.
No, I think you are right. I think pulling from NXT would be good and just pull more people up to NXT.
That would be great.
It goes all the way down to the bottom. Like, they've signed a whole lot of great new female talent. Bring them up to TV. Bring, maybe Ember Moon, maybe Asuka up to the main roster.
But also, how about this, though? For the men, we've seen some men come in directly to a main roster spot, like AJ Styles. We have yet to see a woman automatically come into the main roster. Why can't we see that?
It's true.
There are certainly women out there who are ready.
Right. I mean, they're not going to be that well known, but they don't need to be.
You might be right about
that.
I think
that's what TV's for. You give them a couple wins over local talent, and then that's all she wrote.
I think you kind of touched on what might be the key. Is I think the best female talent in the world, I think, unfortunately enough, don't have as much buzz, I think, as their male counterparts.
Of course, yeah.
A Heidi Lovelace might not have as much of a following as an AJ Styles would coming into the main roster.
Sure.
But that's not to say that they couldn't knock it out with a couple video packages.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Asuka, I guess, has been doing SmackDown house shows.
Oh, yeah. She made her debut at the Garden.
So
pretty recently.
It could be a swerve, too.
Sure.
But, yeah, you're right. NXT... I don't know who you would bring up right now, because right now NXT, the women's division is a little bit scarce with who they're putting on TV.
I mean, they've got, in numbers, they've got about the same size as Raw or SmackDown.
Sure, they have plenty there. There's always 80 plus some odd superstars.
No,
there,
on TV in the picture.
Yeah, you're right.
Ember Moon, Asuka, Liv Morgan, Peyton Royce, Billie Kay,
Deonna Purrazzo,
and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not so much.
I mean, I'm excited to see Nikki Cross take the next step.
Yes, absolutely.
Mandy something?
Mandy Rose.
Yeah.
Mandy Rose.
I still think you bring in... Well, sorry.
We mentioned Daria.
Oh, yeah.
If you were to bring in any of those women to Raw, to SmackDown, to anywhere, Nia Jax is still on the list to be the next person.
Sure.
Yeah.
Easily.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that.
Yeah.
But I just want to see, after WrestleMania, how many times can you... Bailey versus Sasha versus Charlotte.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
How many times can that happen? They're all great, but at some point you need to inject something else, and obviously Nia Jax is one way to do it.
Right.
But that's why you have NXT, and that's why you split the brands.
So and also I think to that point, that's why it's a good thing that Dana Brooke is getting her own agent, like getting some agency of her own now.
Yeah. We'll see where it goes. So, not the main event per se, because this wasn't a match, but it sure as hell had some fireworks to it. Stephanie and Mick Foley hit the ring. And he says the person that I'm going to fire is Stephanie McMahon.
I got so excited briefly. I thought something would happen where Mick Foley read the fine print, or he talked to the board of directors, got some sort of leeway to legitimately fire her from the show. And that would have made these months of her browbeating him and calling him a sad sack and calling him pathetic and him just like taking it with nothing in return. Yep. I thought that would make it all worth it.
Well, he got his comeuppance a little bit.
What, a mandible claw for 7 seconds?
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Swiss joke. Don't be putting your thumb at me after your performance.
That Swiss joke's gonna haunt you, man. That's what
Hey, I own it. That's a great joke, and I blatantly stole it.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Credit to?
I wish I came up with that. I heard Griffin McElroy say it of Mabim Bam. If there are any Mabim Bam fans out there.
Oh, well, he's to
Great
blame.
job.
Fantastic. So Mick says, I'm looking into the eyes of a really good liar and a really bad person. You need to go. And Triple H is not the creator. He's only the creator of his own personal army. And she's like, you want to know how bad I could really be? Mick Foley says, nah, I will not be silenced. And then Triple H hits the ring, as the music says. And Mick says, oh, I didn't know you existed. I thought you were just hiding in the shadows. And Triple H says, oh, that's funny. You're a fun little nostalgia act. I work so hard at creating the future so I don't have to look at pathetic has-beens like you. And I'm like, damn, stop it. Stop it.
Triple H, like, he's supposed to be the villain here, and he had so many good clapbacks.
He did, but he was saying nasty stuff.
I know.
It's kind of his problem, though. Even when he's supposed to be this despicable heel, it's like, it's hard to hate him because he always wants the best lines, the best material. And he always wants to make the best points, too.
He's always been a talker. He's always been that cerebral assassin where he just uses his word to break you down no matter who you are.
That last part that you said, you're absolutely right. Not only does he have the best lines, he has the best points. He makes the most sense, and that's the problem.
He's too smart for his own good. He's too good for his own good. He's the king of kings.
Imagine the bad guy in a film, and he's exactly right about everything.
Well, that's the thing.
And the good guy just has to sit and
He's
take
like,
it.
just shrugging.
That's
I
the
guess
thing
you're
with
right.
villains. Every great villain in their brain thinks they are correct.
No, but this is different. In this analogy that we're talking about, he is correct.
He really is correct.
It's not just in his brain. I've made that comparison on this very show. In this, it's different.
Yeah.
He is right about everything.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just saying. Mick Foley says, I don't have to pretend to like you. I don't need you. I don't need this company. I look in the mirror and I like what I see in my reflection, even this missing tooth, and he takes his tooth out.
That was good because that tooth was coming out one way or another.
Yeah. Then Triple H has the gall to bring up Mick's kids and says, you know what? Tuck your tail between your legs. Waddle up that ramp. If I say jump, you jump. Now go! And he goes over to the corner. Stephanie starts talking, and Triple H says, wait a minute, Mick hasn't left yet. As he walks over, my God, it's Mr. Sacco.
The return of Sacco.
That's right. The return of Sacco. Low blow from Stephanie. Seth Rollins comes down, finally using the crutch in the right arm. Thank you, Seth. You're welcome for the tip, my friend. Yeah.
It was good.
Using that crutch opposite the bad leg. You ever get hurt, everybody, you got to use a crutch opposite of the bad leg. Don't ever forget that. So Seth tosses down the crutch, runs in the ring, attacks, drop kick, bam, looking good. But Triple H hits him with the crutch, and then the reverse leg lock, hyperextending that injured knee. Wow. And then all hell breaks loose from there. I mean, he hits him again, knocks him down. The shirt comes off. Everything.
Those traps, man.
He's ready. It's WrestleMania season for Triple H.
You know it is.
When you see those lats coming in, you see the traps, you know Triple H has that one match. And
you see those pecs are a little bit lifted.
Just a little higher.
Just a smidge.
Yeah, he's working those lower pectorals, those incline presses a little bit harder.
I wish I knew how to do all that. It's great.
Yeah, this kind of threw me. I was definitely expecting Seth Rollins to get the last laugh here.
Well,
we got a few weeks.
Yeah.
We got a good Seth Rollins shirt out of it.
Yeah.
We did.
Kingslayer shirt.
We did. That was a cool moment. I will say that. He dropped the crutch, and when he started unzipping the hoodie, I was like, that's an interesting choice.
Okay, we got Dante Jackson in chat roll saying Seth Rollins versus Triple H at Mania confirmed.
Was it confirmed?
And maybe he just saw some online. I didn't get a chance to look.
He might be a liar.
We might have a fibber in the chat.
Little fib.
Your fans are all liars.
Andrew, I can see your question. I was furious when it happened.
Let's give Seth Rollins a lot of credit. 6 weeks ago to the day is when he got hurt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because basically from the day he got hurt to WrestleMania Sunday is exactly 9 weeks, 63 days. So he got injured 6 weeks ago. With any MCL, it depends on what grade it is. I don't know exactly what grade MCL he was. But usually, for a normal person, you could expect 6 to 8 weeks before you could start doing activity again. But you're Seth Rollins, you're rehabbing 5 to 6 days a week, 7 hours a day, you're getting ultrasound, you're getting massage, you're getting stimulation, all that stuff. Apparently, you could recover pretty fast in 6 weeks, and he's got 3 more weeks to go. But he looked damn good tonight.
He was great. Yeah. That just goes to show you Seth Rollins is really one of those elite super athletes. He really is a main event level guy because, you know, the average person wouldn't come back so quick.
Right.
Besides being on the road, besides his CrossFit that he's doing, his rehab, all of this, to still want to hit that main event at WrestleMania or be at WrestleMania, anytime you wrestle Triple H, you're going to be one of those spotlighted people. And this guy, he's giving it all. You got to give him credit for being back so soon and being strong. And he surprised everyone.
Sure.
By throwing that crutch away. And
Absolutely.
I mean, I thought he was going to have some sort of a limp, some sort of a wobble or something. No.
Right.
He Seth freaking Rollins, man. He was ready.
Super kick Triple H in the face with the bad leg.
With the bad
Exactly.
knee.
I thought he was going to hit that short super kick, the Avada Kedavra after that. But you got to think, after missing last year's Mania, that's got to be just the worst feeling. Like, seeing everyone else have all that fun.
Seeing Rusev's tank.
Seeing the tank of the year before, And, like, seeing what could have been, it's got to be a rough feeling. So that's got to be burning a lot of that fire.
He'll have his moment.
Yeah.
Yep. So I hope that it does happen, but I was really impressed with that. I knew his knee wasn't as injured as he proclaimed it to be like 2 weeks ago or last week, but wow, I was really impressed with how fast he was moving tonight.
Sure.
So that's all good news. That's how Raw goes off the air. WrestleMania, everything's heating up. Of course, SmackDown's going to be fire tomorrow as well. Oh, yeah. Along with 205 Live.
Five-way.
But with that said, I'm going to make a quick announcement, which is pretty cool.
Do it. Announce it.
So for anyone who's going to WrestleMania weekend, I am actually going to be calling CZW's Best of the Best on Saturday night, April 1st.
So jealous.
An honor to be doing it. I mean, this lineup is insane. We got Ricochet, AR Fox, Phoenix, Sami Callihan, Scorpio Sky, Michael Elgin. Jeez Louise.
That's a who's who of the indies
Shane
right
Strickland,
there,
Leo Rush, Brian Cage, Pentagon. I'm not sure what Pentagon's calling himself now.
Penta Cero M.
There you go. That's what it is. It's going to be insane. And so CZW is part of the United Wrestling Network along with Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. So, I'm going to be calling that entire event, possibly one other event earlier in the day. But if you're at WrestleMania, it's going to be at WrestleCon on Saturday, the same time as NXT. So if you're in Orlando and you want to come out to the show, it's going to be one of the greatest cards all weekend, without a doubt. And so I'm honored to be calling the matches. I cannot wait.
So exciting.
I got to get my work. I got to start working on them.
CZ Dub.
Yeah, it's going to be fast-paced, fast-forward action. So Saturday, April 1st, at WrestleCon, I'll be calling CZW's Best of the Best with Super Dope.
Congrats.
So that's it. Now you go. Put yourself over.
All right, gang. For all my tour dates, you can find them at natbaimel.com. I will be in Milwaukee at the Comedy Cafe March 30th through April 1st. I will be at Harvey's in Portland April 13th through the 16th, and the Comedy Mix in Vancouver April 27th through 29th.
There you go.
Boom.
All right.
Noel Marquez.
For those of you in the California area and you want to come see the shows, every 2 weeks we got Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. If you're in Arizona, we have Championship Wrestling from Arizona. You can see Johnny Loquasto, you can see Ty. And let's have some fun with my dad. CWFH Marquez on Twitter. Tell him his son did great. Tell him to put him back on TV.
There you go.
I know you don't like my brother. I'm the nice one.
Yeah,
I'm the
I
good
like
one.
you. Your brother's a
the good
pissant.
son.
I call him a pissant on commentary all the time. He's a pissant. I don't like him.
I mean, so come see us, HollywoodWrestling.com. Go bother my dad on Twitter. Tell him me to, let's get me back on TV.
Exactly.
Let's do it, Pops.
Get Noah back on TV. Hashtag. Y'all can find me on social media, all forums, at Ty Mathews PMA. Come play Overwatch with me on PlayStation, all that stuff.
Nope.
I've been maining Junkrat a lot. Johnny will play eventually one day.
I don't even know what it is. I don't know how to get to it.
Catch me on Wednesdays also on the Magicians After Show, and of course CWFH. That's every second and fourth Sunday of the month. Tough TV, Fight TV, Patreon, YouTube America, all that good stuff. Check those local listings.
That's right. And of course, if you have a phone, if you have a smart device, you can download the app
If you have
Anchor,
a phone.
which you should be able to. It's a new app called Anchor. I'm actually hosting the only pro wrestling channel on there. It's called Off the Ropes. It is free. You can call me and leave voicemails. You can be a part of the broadcast. We can converse back and forth. It's the most interactive audio app yet to date. So download Anchor, find my show Off the Ropes,
Sounds
favorite
good.
it, and join me on there. It's going to be a lot of fun leading up to WrestleMania. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And of course, Marquia McCarty. Follow her on Twitter at Marquia McCarty. And Mark Danica.
You can find me on Twitter at Mark B. Donica. Also, make sure to watch all of our other wrestling programming here on AfterBuzz TV. We've got Making the Way to the Ring with Lillian Garcia on Mondays. X-Pac 12360. We have the NXT champion Bobby Roode on this week's show. Hell of an interview. Make sure to check it out. Also, our SmackDown After Show and our NXT After Show that I host. We got a hell of a lot of wrestling, and you should check it all out. Thanks, Johnny.
There we go, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Thank you for listening. We love you. We'll see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.